Okay, guys, I'm here to give you my review for Survivor Series last night. Um, this pay-per-view actually ended up being a pretty good pay-per-view, better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm just going to go through the matches and tell you what was good about it, what was bad about it. So we start out with the pre-show, and the commentators are Matt Stryker and Scott Stanford. Um, Team Zug was backstage, and I guess Cody Rhodes really did get hurt because he wasn't there tonight, and they replaced him with David Otunga. I don't get why. Um, but they're talking backstage, and they're all saying that how they're all going to be the leader, and Ziggler's going to lead them to victory. Delio said that Ziggler was only going to be the leader for like 5 minutes, and then Delio will just take over. So, and then Ziggler's like, "I'm going to carry this team to victory." Then that was it. Then we get a Brawling Buddies ad. Then it shows a video package for Sheamus and Big Show. Then we get Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater with Drew McIntyre, which all consist of 3MB and it versus Team Cobwell. I didn't really care about this match. We've seen it before. It was supposed to be Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel. Guess they changed their minds. Um, but Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater win after Jinder Mahal hits a full Nelson rock bottom on Zack Ryder. Then we have a WWE 13 ad that it shows the AJ scandal from Monday. Then we have an R-Truth interview. He talks to Josh Matthews talks to little Jimmy, and R-Truth says, "Who are you talking to, Josh?" And then R-Truth says that he's gonna beat Intolerance and win the United States Championship. And then Josh Matthews said that R-Truth is denying that he's that little Jimmy's there, but he just told him that little Jimmy's in the bathroom, and makes Josh Matthews apologize. And I actually found that pretty funny, to be honest with you. Then the actual show comes on. The commentators we get are JBL, Michael Cole, and Jerry the King Lawler. It shows a Survivor Series video package, and I actually thought it was a nice video package. It shows what's going to happen tonight, and it also showed what happened in past Survivor Series, which was fine. Then we get the first match of the night. I don't know who the team captains are, so I'm just gonna go tell you who it is. This is a bonus Survivor Series traditional elimination tag team match. We get Brodus Clay, Justin Gabriel, Tyson Kidd, Sin Cara, and Rey Mysterio versus Tensai, Primo, Epico, and the Primetime Players in the elimination tag team match. This match was actually not that bad. It was actually a decent match. Everyone got their fair shots in. They didn't dominate Ray and the other team. I'm gonna call them Team Primetime Players. Team Primetime Players did dominate Sin Cara and Ray a little bit, but then they came back. Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel took out Primetime Players. Mysterious and Cara took out Epico and Primo. Then Brodus Clay and Tensai left in the ring. Brodus Clay goes to do the T-bone suplex to Tensai, but it just completely botches. But then Tensai hits a senton on Brodus Clay and eliminates him. Then Tensai gets eliminated when Justin Gabriel pins him by a roll up. Well, they call it a crucifix pin. I'm getting some of them off Wikipedia because I don't know. But then then it's down. So then it's down to the Primetime Players and Epico and Primo on that team. Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, Tyson Kidd, and Justin Gabriel. They dominate. I think it's Sin Cara for a little bit. Then Tyson Kidd comes in. He gives it insecurity to Titus O'Neil and eliminates him. So then it's down to Dale Young and Epico and Primo. Rey Mysterio comes in. Does a roll up to Primo. Does a little bit of a comeback. Then rolls up Primo and eliminates him. So then it's just down to Dale Young. Oh, I forgot to mention that Epico before that got eliminated by the sharpshooter. So then it's just down to Darren Young. He gets a 619 from Ray. Swanton Bomb from Sin Cara. Springboard Elbow from Tyson Kidd. Springboard Moonsault from Justin Gabriel. And a splash from Ray and gets pinned. And Rey Mysterio winning the Soul Survivors of Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, Tyson Kidd, and Justin Gabriel. And it says that it's Team Brodus Clay, but I'm going to call it Team Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara because no, it's just not. because the leader is always the last one that comes out. Then we get a Kmart ad. Pretty much the same thing we've been seeing with Sheamus talking to that customer. Then we get Caitlyn backstage. She's coming to fight for the Divas Championship, but then someone in a blonde wig comes and attacks her. And it ends up being Caitlyn reverses it this time, and it ends up being Oksana. Eve comes up and says, "Oh, Caitlyn, I wouldn't want you getting hurt doing our title match. Before our title match, I mean before." Then Caitlyn pushes her and says, "Oh, you okay, Eve? I don't want you getting hurt during our title match." So then we get Eve Torres defending the Divas Championship against Caitlyn. I didn't really pay attention to this match because I didn't really care about this match. But Caitlyn did beat her down a little bit, and Caitlyn almost took Eve's short underwear off when she was wrestling. They did really sexual stuff in this match. Then eventually Eve dominates. Then Caitlyn comes back and tries to get Eve, and then holds on to the apron. Caitlyn pulls the apron, I guess, and which causes Caitlyn to fall. Eve hits her finisher for the win, and that's really it. But Eve did have her hand on her boobs when she was pinning her, but I think it was probably the positions that she was in. I don't really think it really had anything to do with that. Then we had, and I actually didn't pay attention to that because I didn't pay attention to the match. Then it shows the Dolph Ziggler team backstage from pre-show again. Then it's Team Foley backstage. This was pretty funny. So we have Kane and Bryan arguing, and we have Orton and it's Miz and Kofi arguing, and Orton's just sitting there chilling, drinking his water and everything. So Mick Foley's like, "You guys gotta come together and win as a team." So he's like, "Come on, let's do a bang bang." So they all do a bang bang, but Randy, and say, "Randy," and then Mick Foley asks, "Randy, you ready?" And he goes, "I hate you." And then Mick Foley's like, "That means he's ready." So that was pretty funny. Not gonna lie. Then we get Antonio Cesaro defending the United States Championship against R-Truth. I didn't pay attention to really this match either because I didn't care. But from what I did see of it, it didn't seem like they really worked well together. I didn't really care about this match. And it wasn't really a good match. But I do know that Antonio Cesaro hit the neutralizer on R-Truth and pinned him and retained the United States Championship. Then we have the TLC ad. This was funny. So David Otunga talked about how you should be in court. He talks about the tables, talks about the ladders, talks about the chairs, and then Sheamus just comes from behind, hits him with a chair to promote tables, ladders, and chairs. Then it shows the Rock tweets. I guess you can vote whether you want to see Untout, whether you want to see Rock versus Ryback at Royal Rumble, Rock versus Cena, or Rock versus Punk for the title. And then it shows the AJ scandal for Monday again. Then we get AJ promo. This was crap. This was shit. So, and it took up too much time. This shouldn't even happen. They should have done this tomorrow. Well, actually, not tomorrow, tonight. So what we have is AJ Lee comes out and says that Vicky Guerrero has a secret, trying to cover up with another secret about AJ and Cena having a affair. Vicky comes out, tells her to stop it. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm your boss. You can't be showing the stuff. Then AJ shows a clip of Vicky out having a burrito with Ricardo Rodriguez. And this was just crap. It didn't even. It's like you could just tell this didn't even happen because of the way the pictures were taken. Then it shows Jim Ross. I forget what she was doing with Jim Ross. Then it shows Brodus Clay. They're doing like a little workout thing with their dance, and that was just crap. No one this doesn't even mean anything. They go to punch each other, but they can't hit each other because Vicky Guerrero, the boy, could fire Vicky, and Vicky could fire AJ. And that's why they shouldn't even continue this. Then Tamina attacks AJ from behind, and I actually forgot Tamina was a wrestler, but she did attack her, and that's gonna be a feud now. Who really cares about this, though? To be honest with you, I don't care. It was just crap. Then we get the Attitude Era DVD ad. I actually might want to get that DVD for Christmas because I like to see. I would love to see stuff from the Attitude Era. Let me get Paul Heyman interview. He's asked. He uses a lot of educational words, so I didn't understand most of what he said. And Adam screamed when I could understand what he said, so I couldn't really hear what he said. But I do know that he said that CM Punk's the best in that match and the best in the world, and they're not going to pull any shenanigans tonight. And then we got Big Show defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Sheamus. I thought this match was fine. We have Sheamus tying Big Show up in the ropes. Does the clubs, attacks him on the outside, wins him back in, goes to go off the top rope. Big Show catches him into a spear. Big Show dominates him for a little bit, kicks him in the face, throws him into the steps, all that good stuff. Then Sheamus eventually does a shoulder block. He causes a little bit of comebacks. He does the Celtic Cross, electric chairs Big Show. Then what happens is Sheamus goes for the blow kick on Big Show. Big Show throws the ref into him and blow kicks the ref. Now I'm wondering, as I actually said this at the time, are they going to continue that angle where if Sheamus touches a referee, if it's even by accident, that he's fired, or no, not he's fired. He gets fined, because that when John Laurinaitis was around, that's what happened. That could happen. I actually would like to see if they would still continue that, because that would be pretty cool. But then after that happens, the MTs come out and check on him. Sheamus checks on him. Big Show knocks out Sheamus, pins him and retains the title. But the referee reverses it, since Big Show, I guess, threw the referee into Sheamus. Well, in the front of Sheamus' blow kick. Then Sheamus grabs a chair and just beats the hell out of Big Show and blow kicks him. Which is fine. Now they're going to have a chairs match at TLC, probably. Or a tables match, whatever. Then we get a Jack Stones ad. I forget what that is. Oh, it's like that band that's going on tour in December. That band must be paying them to do this, because this has nothing to do with wrestling, to be honest with you. But then it's the Vortex CW ad. That does have something to do with wrestling, because that's the channel Saturday Morning Slam comes on. Then we get the Team Ziggler and Team Foley match. Team Ziggler has Alberto Del Rio, Damian Sandow, David Otunga, Wade Bailey, and Dolph Ziggler as the team captain. And then we get, and Team Foley has Team Hell No, which is Kane and Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, The Miz, and Randy Orton with Mick Foley at ringside, and an elimination tag team match. This was fun. This was actually a great match. It started out good and it ended great. It starts out with I thought Otunga was getting eliminated quick, because the way he started out was like, okay guys, I got this. I thought he was gonna get turned around, get Trouble in Paradise, pinned for the victory. Kofi Kingston rolls him up, though he kicks out. He does a bunch of roll-ups, kicks out. Then eventually he tags in Sandow. Sandow just leaves. Kane throws him back in. Kane gets the tag, chokeslams Sandow, pins him for the pins him, eliminating Sandow. Then eventually, let me think. Oh yeah, it's Kane and Bryan start arguing. Bryan chokes, grabs Bryan's throat and like runs and throws him over the ropes. Then Ziggler hits the zigzag and eliminates Kane. Then it starts out. Now it's Kofi, Miz, and Orton versus. Oh wait, Kofi, Miz, Bryan, and Orton versus Barrett, Ziggler, Del Rio, and Otunga. They still square off a little bit. Then Otunga gets eliminated by the LaBelle Lock, and he taps. And I actually thought that was awesome. I actually wanted that guy out of that match. Then Del Rio and Bryan square off a little bit. I think. Then Kofi Kingston comes in. He gets eliminated by the souvenir elbow by Wade Barrett. Then Bryan and Del Rio square off. But Bryan goes into the... Del Rio actually took a nasty fall too when he went face first on the floor. Just saying. But then Bryan gets eliminated by the cross arm breaker. Then it's down to Miz and Orton versus Barrett, Ziggler, and Otunga. No, not Otunga, Del Rio. Barrett gets eliminated by the Skull Crushing finale. And then it's done. Then Miz gets eliminated because he goes into the corner, and when he goes to use that clothesline move, but he misses, and Del Rio kicks him in the back of the head, and pins Miz and eliminates him. So then it's Orton versus Del Rio and Ziggler. They actually went about it. They actually went a pretty good amount of time. Orton did the DDT to Ziggler, but then Del Rio, then Mikado got up on the apron. Mick Foley comes in and gives him Mr. Socko. Then Randy Orton RKO's Del Rio and eliminates him. Before that, though, Ziggler went into the post. Then it's Ziggler versus Orton one-on-one. What happens with that is Orton goes for the RKO, but Ziggler counters it to the zigzag. Well, he holds on to the ropes, he hits the zigzag, Orton kicks out, he starts bleeding from the mouth. Then Orton does the DDT, does the rope DDT to Ziggler, goes for the punt, Ziggler counters into a super kick, pins him and eliminates Orton, making Ziggler the sole survivor. And I'm fine with that, because it looks like Ziggler's going to be facing Cena at TLC. I think I just spoiled something. Actually, I didn't spoil anything. But yeah, Ziggler, I think is looking pretty strong right now. I want to keep this going. I think Cena's gonna fuck him over though, because Cena's lost so many times. It just doesn't make sense to have. Well, it would make sense to have him, but it wouldn't make sense because he's lost so many times. Unless he's in the position that Chris Jericho's in when he constantly puts. But then after that, we get the day ad. What superstars in that movie? Like, what superstars in that movie? I don't see anybody in that movie, and it's a WWE Studios movie. Someone tell me who's in that movie. Then it shows the Rock's tweets again that some touts got voted. I don't remember all the touts, but someone had like a really face. He made a funny face when he went "Feed me more." But then one of the touts, there was 3 people. They all voted for a different person. One voted for Punk, one voted for Cena, and one voted for Ryback. I thought that was funny. Then we got CM Punk with Paul Heyman defending the WWE Championship against John Cena and Ryback. This match wasn't as bad as a triple threat match as I thought, but not my favorite triple threat match, but it was a fine one. My favorite part of this match, I liked it when well, the beginning was funny. Punk just runs out like a chicken. Like it's probably like catching a chicken, to be honest with you. First Cena chases him, then Ryback chases him. Then eventually they both catch him. Ryback and Cena try to go at it, but Punk ambushes them. Then Punk and Ryback go at it, and eventually Punk would go at it with one of them, but then eventually Cena and Ryback did go at it. But Ryback looked pretty strong against Cena. Maybe not too strong, but a little bit, maybe a little bit. Then let me think. I remember Punk and Cena went at it, and Punk put the last chancery on Cena. Ryback just lifted him up and did a gutbuster and threw him outside the ring. Eventually, Ryback got thrown into the steps by Punk. Punk and Cena went at it more. Then Ryback clotheslines both of them. Cena puts the STFU eventually on Ryback. Then eventually Punk and Cena realize that they have to work together against Ryback, and I'm glad they realized that, and they do. They suplex Ryback through the announce table, not the Spanish one, the one where Lawler, JBL, and Michael Cole are at. And Punk hurts his knee, I think, legit. Then Punk and Cena go back at it. They both hit their finishers on each other. They both kick out. Cena goes to the STF a ton of times. Ryback eventually pulls Cena out of the ring, throws him somewhat. I think he gave him that meat hook clothesline. Hits it on Punk. Hits the shell shocked on him. Cena breaks it up. Then eventually, Ryback hits Shell Shock on Cena. And then these three guys in NXT dressed as, I think they're supposed to be security guards, but they look more like EMTs kind of guys. But I was like, this wasn't probably supposed to be as funny as it was, but I was laughing my ass off when I saw this. These two guys just jump Ryback. They completely jump him. And they all powerbomb him through a table. And I like wondering how they all powerbomb him. Two of them hold him while one did and powerbomb Ryback. Then Punk pins Cena for the win. But that was hilarious. I actually thought that was funny when Ryback lost that way. And like, I don't like. It's just funny. I thought it was funny. It's not often you get to see people. Well, you see it often, but when I didn't even know what was going on. I thought that was hilarious. It's just they all jumped in and just beat the hell out of Ryback. But you know what I don't understand? Are they just gonna get squashed by him, or is this gonna be a new stable or something? This could be like a big stable. Is Ryback gonna go to NXT now? I might actually just tune into NXT. If he is. Not saying just because he's there, but if they're gonna do that feud there, might as well watch it there because they just put it on a main event pay-per-view. But as for this pay-per-view, it wasn't bad. The match of the night was the Team Ziggler versus Team Orton match. Well, Team Foley, I should say. I don't get why Foley was in there. He didn't really need to be, because he only was in there to get back at Punk, but now Punk was gone. But yeah, he did get do his Mr. Socko, so that's good. But yeah, my least favorite match of the night, I'm gonna say it was the Divas match. Actually, I'm gonna say it was the pre-show because it wasn't. I've seen it before. It's nothing new. But that's pretty much it, guys. I think I'm done for the day with videos because actually, I think I'm not done. I'm gonna give you my links to subscribe to it. Not now, later. But that's pretty much it, guys. Peace out.